Hello and welcome. I am Exit Light and this is my podcast. Today, my guest is Rob. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Tracy.
How are you, Rob?
I'm very well, thank you. What about yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Before we get started, I would like to say, please give this a thumbs up. Really, really helps. Also, if you'd like to be subscribed, go ahead and do that too. I will wait for you. All right. And if you want to be notified when my content goes live, go ahead and click that bell. But as you will notice, you will be given options for how often you want to be notified. Please click until you get the option you like. Anything else we should start off with? Maybe I'll give an update about Exit Light Baby. The Exit Light Baby is home with his mother and Exit Light father, and he is currently kicking their butts. So he's putting them through the ringer. They are first time parents, and anybody who's a first time parent knows they're going to lose their memory, their ability to remember where their car keys are, how to comb their hair, if they put their shoes on. And I went through a drive-through once after I was nursing my child, and I forgot that I didn't have a shirt on. So surprise, those things happen. It's a lack of sleep. Mm, That's going on at their house today and every day. But I'm glad he's home and he's a handsome guy. I'm telling you.
Bit like
All
me.
right. Well, okay. If you want to tell Joy's wife that his child looks like you, that would be fine. Today we are doing a podcast on cryptids. Not your average everyday cryptid, but some lesser known cryptids, like Rob.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And this is going to be fun. I like talking about cryptids. These cryptids are very popular right now, Rob.
Well, they are in
People enjoy
America.
them. Well, yeah.
$140 million worth if this is right, $140 million worth of annually in the US alone. And that's
Of
just
what? What do they
museums.
do? Oh, that's museums?
Cryptozoology museums estimates generate that they take 140 million annually in the US alone. That's people just going to museums of cryptids.
Wow, I wish I had thought of that. And do they do like tours and try and find like swampy monsters and stuff?
I know it's just museums with
I need to look up one. I would like to go to a museum of cryptids.
vacations come in many shapes and forms. Among the more unusual is the growing trend of crypto tourism, which the International Crypto Museum estimates generates 140 million annually in the United States alone.
Wow.
What I hear you asking is crypto tourism.
I was just going to ask that.
When it's at home or on vacation, simply it's people dedicating their vacations to search for cryptids, creatures whose existence is yet to be proved by science. Spit on science. It doesn't say that. I added that bit for effect.
It was good. It was good. I liked it.
And it is a surprisingly popular strand of the holiday industry, which some of the big hitters become integral in the country's tourism income. Scotland, for example, that's in the UK for people who don't know, rakes in 60 million a year just from Loch Ness tourism alone.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. I'm looking online right now to see if I have any close to me, but I don't think I do. Oh man. All right, well, bummer. I guess I'll have to go out looking for myself. I don't think there's any cryptos that are particularly known to be in Texas, are there?
Well, there was one that washed up a couple of years ago on one of the beaches. It's called the Texas something monster, and it
Oh,
was
really?
a big, huge sea creature thing.
Really?
If you put in Texas and sea monster, it'll or lake monster maybe. Have you got a sea? Does the sea hit Texas?
The sea?
The sea, that big thing, the ocean.
Oh, yeah, the Gulf of Mexico here. Yes.
Right, we must have washed up there then.
Okay, so I'm gonna type in Texas, and what's it called? The Texas Monster?
Texas, it's got another. I can't remember the name. It's but obviously, unless they're washing up every day, then it should just come up with.
All that's coming up is Texas truck monster trucks. Okay, here we go. I got you. I got you. Here's a picture. Horrifying dead sea monster washes up on Texas beach. Holy crap! It looks okay. Since we're not doing, I can't edit pictures into this. It looks like a very long worm.
With fucking huge teeth. Sorry for swearing.
Yes, yes, that's what it looks like. Holy, this is why people. This is why when you're all on your beach vacations, that I'm not gonna be. Cause I mean, have you seen some of the shit that washes up on beaches? It's just not good. I want to be safe at home or on land at least. I'm gonna send this to you, Rob. I'm gonna send you the pic. You saw the picture. Duh.
Well, yeah, because I told you about it. So
I'm tired today. I wonder what beach this was. I need to make sure I avoid it though. It doesn't say. Probably Galveston somewhere. Ugh, gross. I went to the beach in Galveston once, a year after they had a hurricane, and there were these I don't know what they are. Somebody's gonna listen. They're gonna know what they are. They're like tiny, tiny kind of crabs. Don't, by the way, Rob. Um,
I
just
wonder
let
how long
me
it would take.
yeah. They burrow into the sand, and then you see like bubbles coming out, and then you like if you dig down far enough, you can find them, but they're tiny, like little beads. I mean, what the f are they for? Like they crawl onto you if you're sitting there. And so I was sitting there on the beach, and I'm like, I feel very vulnerable right now. I think I'll go sit in the car. I don't need
It
to
was,
get crabs. I don't. Anyway, should we talk about these now, Rob?
would you want me to carry on this little bit of an introduction?
Yes, I do.
Interesting to find out which cryptids are most sought after. Holiday Pirates teamed up with the International Cryptozoology Museum to uncover 10 of the world's most elusive and where you'll have to excuse me, that bloody keeps changing pages. Well, basically, they got together and they picked out just a few of some of the more elusive around the world.
Okay.
The Loch Ness Monster and his friends.
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot and the Yeti and the. I'm not going to tell. Obviously, I don't want to say all of them.
Well, yeah, we gotta keep them secrets.
You've got to keep the audience wanting more.
Right. Well, I think that those are two they probably heard of before.
Do you want to go first, or should I?
If you guys are sitting around, by the way, listening to this, look up Texas monster web photos. You do that, Rob. And tell me that isn't the scariest crap you've ever seen in your life. Texas monster web. And tell me if you'd like to run into those someday. Did you find it?
I'm still looking.
Okay. Well, let me know when you find it. I'll be able to tell by your girlish scream. Okay, here we go.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's really difficult because I'm having to use one hand to do something else.
What? What?
I'm having to use one
Don't
hand.
don't tell me. I'll be fine. Okay, so
Texas what? Monster?
monster web.
Oh, do you mean Texas monster?
Texas monster web. This is this is dead air. Everybody's sitting here right now. They're
Monster
either
spider
looking
in
it up.
Texas. Monster spider in Texas.
Well, it's the web over the whole tree and the many
Oh, I've seen it
trees.
before.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's weird.
god.
It's. Yeah, I've seen it before.
Okay, I'm the person who's walking and walks through just a string, just a little tiny piece of thread of a web, and won't stop jumping up and down. And I don't know why you do it, but you smack yourself in the head, like, get it off. Yeah, can you imagine walking into that? That is nightmare inducing.
See, I have spiders all the time here, and they always make webs across the thing, and I always have to go for them. It's not like a big deal. It doesn't
It's a
ruin my
big,
day
but what if the spider comes with you and you don't even know?
because I like spiders.
On you?
Yeah,
They bite you, Rob. They bite you.
okay. I'm hard.
No, I'm. I don't need any spiders biting me. Do you know? As a okay, we have totally not gotten to a cryptid yet, but do you know that in Texas, around late summer, which is basically October, uh, this breed of spider, it has to send its babies away, and the way it does that is it gives each little spider a web sort of parachute and like pew 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 shoots them out, and there's thousands of these baby spiders floating through the air. And it would be cute if it was like in a Charlotte's Web sort of way, but it's not. And they get into your car because they get through the vents and stuff. And you get in your car and there's like a bunch of spiders with their jetpacks. And it's just on one Halloween we were getting ready to leave the house to go take the kids trick or treating, and we just kept catching these spiders on my radio antenna and shit. It looked awesome. And me and my car looked very Halloween like, if I do say so myself. It's not fun living in Texas. Okay. The lizard ma'am. Ma'am? Excuse me, ma'am. The lizard man of Scape or Swamp in South Carolina. He looks like that old movie, The Monster from the Black Lagoon. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he looks like. That, for some reason, that movie always scared the crap out of me. Because he's a mask. You can't see his face, I think, is probably the deal. This reptilian humanoid cryptid is described as being 7 feet tall. He's a bipedal, and he has scaly lizard skin. It's said that he lives in the swamplands in Lee County, South Carolina. The first reported sighting of the creature was in 1988 when 17-year-old Christopher Davis saw the creature running toward him while he was changing a tire beside Scape or Swamp. Something
Yeah.
tells me 17-year-old Christopher was having a kind of trip, and not the kind where he was in the car. Davis got in his car to escape. Your car didn't have a tire. But the lizard man jumped on the roof and clung to it as the
Bit all the
teen
bumper.
tried to throw it off. When he returned home, Davis found that his side view mirror was damaged and there were deep scratches across the car's roof. For the next month, there were further reports of an aggressive lizard-like creature and more reports of unusual scratches and bite marks on cars parking near the swamp. Oh, this is like the makeout place. Kids were getting in trouble, is my bet. Police were skeptical. I don't know if I should believe this or not, but stated that a sufficient number of sightings by reliable sources led them to believe that something was being seen, although they thought it was likely a bear. It's very hard to tell the difference between a lizard and a bear.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, lizards are big and furry. No, bear. See, I got confused already. I got confused already. Bears are big and furry. Lizards are not. They're thin and scaly.
With big
Uh,
teeth.
Yeah, and webbed hands and feet. Anyway, the sheriff's department made plaster casts of what appeared to be large three-toed footprints, sent them to the FBI, but decided against sending them to the South Carolina Marine Rescue Department because they were unclassifiable. They sent them to the FBI, though. Can you imagine that day? I'd love to be in the mailroom that day. Be like, oh, you gotta be shitting me. This must have come from the South. Yep. Reports of the lizard man declined over the next few years, I bet, as they got older and they weren't parking out there anymore. But in 2011, a couple reported that their car had been mauled. And the former Lee County sheriff said the damage was similar to the 1988 incidents. Dun, 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 dun. Lizard man, escape or swamp. I'd love that. I'd love to come across that. After I pulled myself together, I would kick its ass, drag it home.
Right, it's my turn.
Okay.
It keeps going off, so I'm going to have to do it quick.
Oh, okay.
Ahula. Ahool. Ahula. From Indonesia.
A-H. Oh, I think I
OOL.
was going to do this too.
Oh,
Oh,
from
okay.
Indonesia. The Ahula is a winged cryptid thought
Oh.
to be a giant bat and by others back to be a flying primate. First
Ooh.
reported by Dr. Ernest Bartels in 1925. It's been sighted in Java and across Indonesia, Vietnam, probably Vietnam because they were all stoned out their faces. In the Philippines, that's the only bleeding flying thing they saw. And a close relative of the orangutan, the orangabate. It's also believed to inhabit Seram in Indonesia, which is basically a flying orangutan.
Like the Wizard of Oz.
How stoned were these guys? You have got to be seriously off your face to see a flying orangutan.
They were on a really bad trip.
Obviously, they got sold some really, really bad shit.
Yeah. So I read that it has a wingspan larger than 10 feet.
Yep.
And see, mine says it's called the Ahuls. Yours have an A at the end?
No, Ahul. A-H.
A-holes.
Yeah, A-holes. It's called an A-hole. Called an A-hole. It's got a big, big long wingspan. It looks like a flying arsehole, basically. You get attacked by a big flying arsehole, you know where you are. You know you're in Vietnam.
I bet there's a lot of people that flight attendants who think they've seen the same things.
Yeah.
Um, so it says that it could be a yet undiscovered species descended from the why can't I Pterosaurus? Pterosaurus. Is that a word?
Tyrannosaurus.
No.
What?
It's like a pterodactyl, but they're calling it a pterosaurus.
I don't know. I think you're making shit up now.
It's Pterosaurus. Pterosaurs. Pterosaurs. Like a pterodactyl. A-hole saur. So it's worse than crabs.
Oh, dear me.
Why? Why are we going off here? Okay, am I next now?
Yeah, go on then. Go, shoot. Your turn. Come on. Give me your best shot. Give me your best shot. Go on. You can do it. Roll behind you. Come on. You've got faith in you.
Okay, are you ready?
Go for it.
The Loveland frog.
I've been out with her.
Something tells me you have.
I wasn't very picky.
You know what's funny about that, Rob? Is I'm starting to get that impression.
I had a dream about you.
What?
I had a dream about before I woke up to do this podcast. I had a dream about my ex-wife and you. Not like
Oh.
seeding, like
What?
anything, but it just and a Ferrari.
Oh, really? Okay. Well. Okay.
Not in any seedy way at all whatsoever.
Oh.
It was
Okay.
completely,
Normal.
normal.
Okay. I hope the Ferrari was mine. Okay. This
Well, we're going to
humanoid.
that
This.
then.
This. Okay. This humanoid. Just. This humanoid creature, the Loveland frog, by the way, with the face of a frog, was spotted in Loveland, Ohio in 1955. A businessman said he saw several creatures with green skin, webbed hands, and wide mouths squatting under a bridge. And one of those creatures reportedly held up a bar-like device that emitted sparks, leaving a strong odor of alfalfa and almonds behind. He was farting. Frogs would fart that. Like, it was a strong odor of, I don't even know, alfalfa and almonds? Ugh.
How long did
Really?
he stay smelling?
That's what I'm thinking. You say there's so long you smelled it? There were no further signs of the Loveland frogs until 1972, when police, including officers Mark Matthews, said they saw a frog-faced man jump over a rail and into the Little Miami River. Weeks later, a farmer reported seeing the creature riding a bicycle.
It's
Frog
Kermit,
was,
isn't it?
Frog was riding a bicycle. What are these people on right now? And
It's
if you can't bring enough for the class, don't bring any at all. That's what I was always told growing up. And then Officer Matthews saw the Loveland frog for a second time. This time, it was lying on the road, and Matthews shot it, but it escaped. However, in 2001, Matthews retracted his story, saying it wasn't a monster, and it was probably just a pet lizard that got too large for its aquarium. But, but, if we head on over to Texas again, if you Google the South Texas monster frog, that is something I hope to never see in real life. I think it must be real, but because it looks like it's probably a frog, but it's the size of a female, adult female, or a large child. Are you looking it up, Rob?
No, I'm listening intently to you.
Oh, okay. Well, if you guys want to, remember that. South Texas monster frog. Ugh. Anyway, so if anybody does see a frog riding a bicycle, make sure you call the police. That's gotta be dangerous. I think that's one of the least dangerous cryptids I've ever heard of. Look at me. I have an electric thing that has the smell of alfalfa and almonds, and I'm riding a bike. Boo.
Right, I've got one that's gonna really get you going now.
Okay. All right.
It's
Here we
called
go.
a,
I got you, Rob. I got your back.
it's called Were Rabbit.
A weird rabbit.
WERE Rabbit in the Peak District, which I know very well because Duff Stones is in the Peak
Oh yeah.
District. Fear
Yes.
Factor. It's called Were Rabbit. Like I said, the fear factor is huge, wide, huge, wide set black eyes, long snout with black nose, muscular legs, and long feet.
Hmm.
For the past 5 decades, there have been sightings of a weird, furry cryptids that resemble small monsters in the and around a strange series of rock formations known as the Roaches.
What?
Sightings were led to rock formations known as the Roaches.
Oh, okay.
Sightings were led to be believed. The sightings were led to be. Oh, right, I'm going to give up reading. I'm just going to tell you. They're
Yeah.
believed to be the sightings were believed to be the were rabbits. They're situated in the heart of England's Peak District, which is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I have spent a lot of time in the Peak District. I've never, ever, ever seen anything like this.
Can you explain this? Are you saying Pete? Pete, Peat district?
Peak District,
Oh, peak, like the top. Top peak.
Peak.
Okay, okay.
They are harmless, and the drawing here that it looks like some guy in a suit, a badly fitting suit.
I gotta go look this up. Is it supposed to be like a werewolf slash rabbit?
It runs madly away with a wild hopping motion. Over the time, cryptids seem very harmless. They have been nicknamed the were-rabbits. The creatures have very large teeth and a pronounced snout and long rear legs, reminiscent of a velociraptor.
Hmm?
A velociraptor is approximately 90 centimeters tall.
Okay, I kind of want one of these though.
Yeah, they look like they could be quite fun.
Yeah, I want one of these. They're like part cuddly, part guard dog.
Most people believe the legend of the were rabbit was fully explained when naturalists acknowledged that for many, many years the area was home to a breeding colony of red-necked wallabies from Australia who had
Oh,
escaped and established themselves in the countryside. Solved.
what does it mean they
Solved.
escaped? They escaped from Australia?
Well, obviously someone had brought them home and they had as pets and they got out or they got out and they formed a little breeding colony and they were running
Oh,
around.
okay, that's not bad.
They were running around the Peak District going beep beep.
Beep beep.
You know the Roadrunner. Remember the Roadrunner?
Oh,
Wile E. Coyote. Beep beep.
can, I think we're both in a weird mood tonight. By the way, can you do me a favor?
Yeah,
Favor. Can you see if you can find one of these for me?
yeah, of course, yeah,
Thank you. Just go sit out there with the girls. They'd like one.
oh yeah,
Cause you need some more pets.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, okay, I got one. It's gonna scare the pants off you, Rob. Are you
Okay,
ready?
yeah,
Hold your pants. This is the. It would be scarier if I could pronounce it, to be honest with you. It is the Altamaha Ha. Altamaha Ha. The Altamaha is 20 to 30 feet long river monster. That's another place you won't find me. Rivers. Creeks, fine. Rivers, no. With large flippers and seal-like snout that is said to inhabit the mouth of the Altamaha River near Darien, Georgia. It has like big ass scary teeth. I guess it kind of looks like I guess a seal, but then the top of it looks more like a crocodile thing. Although numerous accounts of the sightings of the Altamaha have apparently been made over the years, the fact that the Darien was founded as New Inverness by a band of Scottish Highlanders in 1736 seems to suggest that the legend is probably nothing more than a descendant of the Scott settlers' tales of the Loch Ness Monster. Mm, I don't,
dun dun dun.
yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Um, I think it's probably a gar, an alligator gar. That's
Yeah,
my scientific thoughts on the thing. And those would scare the pants off me. So
yeah.
we have more than a couple of those in Texas in our rivers, and that's just not for me.
Yeah, they are weird looking, prehistoric.
Do you know that one of the biggest dinosaurs ever found was found before I moved to where I live right now, which is still Texas, but was found just like 30 miles from where I lived, and they excavated it out, and it's going to be put in the in New York at the Science Museum, and I think it might be the largest dinosaur ever found. So it's not surprising that there's things like gars here, right?
No, not at all.
We're just lucky that's all we got left.
Well,
And
could
some
be
spiders that can make some serious webs. And
all that's
me.
been discovered.
Well, you know, yeah, that's true. There's a creek that runs through where I live.
Mm.
I'm gonna go sit out there. Just wait for something. We have what are those things called? What are those big orange? Oh, this is gonna sound stupid as hell. What are those big orange goldfish called?
Koi carp.
Koi. Yeah, we have koi out there.
Mm. Worth a lot of money, some of them.
What?
They're worth a lot of money, some of them.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. All right. And for those of you who go get, okay, this is totally off subject, but if you ever go get those feeder fish for your kids to just raise them instead of feeding them to whatever you do, we got a whole bunch of feeder fish once just to have in a little tank, and we had to get a bigger tank because one of those suckers would not die. Everybody else was like right and left dying. But we got this one that kept getting so big that we finally gave him away. He was put into a pond and he turned into a koi. That was
Okay.
a pretty big feeder fish. Whatever, Rob. You're next.
Okay, you'll like this one. The Blue Men of Minch.
The blue men of Minch.
Yeah,
Oh, is this the inbreeders?
I don't know what they are. Well,
Okay.
blue skinned. Well, but the drawing here looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a blue skin and a fish's tail.
Oh.
Blue skinned with muscular torso, powerful fish like tail, long dark matted hair. No list of cryptids would be complete without at least one reference to mer people. In Britain, they are known as the Blue Men of Minch, Minch being a 27-mile stretch of water between mainland Scotland and the Isle of Lewis in the Outer Hebrides. They have human torsos, arms, but large fish tails instead of legs, although some references claim that the creature appeared completely human. In all cases, these aquatic cryptids are blue from top to tail. Folklore refers to the men of Minch as escaped Moorish slaves that learned to live underwater, or even
Hmm.
fallen angels.
Oh.
According to local legend, they can be benign or malevolent, and sometimes try and tip over small boats to drown the sailors. During World War II, sightings of these creatures increased around the island of Babe, Babe, Babelin. Babelin? I don't know where that is. And prompted speculation that 10 German frogmen were operating in the area from hidden U-boats. Skeptics believe the creature to be minke whales and point out the similarity of the names Minke Val. Well, minke whales are blue.
They aren't?
Well, not the ones I've seen. I don't know.
Okay, then why would they pick? That was weird. A merman.
Yeah,
Hmm, I don't think so. I want the were rabbit or the frog who rides on a bike. I don't want a merman. Oh, my husband, I'm sure he's just, whew, wiping the sweat off his brow now. All right, are you ready?
as I'll ever be.
The Dobhar Chew. The Dobhar Chew, or waterhound, is a legendary otter-like animal. First off, you you gotta stop right there. I want it. It's an otter-like animal that supposedly lives in what, Tracy? Isolated freshwater lofts and rivers in Ireland. Usually described as half dog, half fish hybrid, with a long, snaky body covered in thick fur. The Dobhar Chew is large and heavy set. Well, he could just be big boned. Rude. But can move very fast in the water and on land, too. Even, according to one story, being able to keep up with a galloping horse. If that shit was following me, my horse better be able to outrun it. 'Cause no.
Or could just run away from the river.
Yeah. Just why
And it's,
why why would this lovely otter-like animal be chasing a horse?
maybe
No.
it's just having a laugh.
It could be. Maybe that's it. It's just sweet. It's just playing. It just says, "Would you like to kiss?" Why did I say it like that? What was that strange accent? Would
Can I
you
just
like a
stop you
to
for a
kiss?
second?
No.
Well, I just need to ask. I just need to be excused for a second to take my medication so I don't go completely crazy.
Okay.
But you can carry on.
Okay. So as he's chasing him to ask, "Can I have a kiss?"
Mwah.
Sightings of the creature sightings of the creature date back several centuries in Ireland, and there are at least 2 gravestones, including one in County. Now, I can't pronounce anything that's Irish, so I'm gonna go for it. Leitrim, dating back as far as 1722, of people who were attacked and killed by a Dobhar-2. What? That is crazy. I believe in these. They were killed by these otter-like animals, so he probably was not asking for a kiss, is my guess. Half dog, half fish hybrid, with a long, snaky body covered in thick fur. You want to love it. It's large and heavy set. You want to hug it, brush it, and then it rips your head off. On second thought, don't get me one of those. That's crazy. All right. I want to see these headstones. That is the strangest thing to me. Okay. Um, what about a Groot slang? I'm going to tell you about a Groot slang. The Groot slang, or Great Snake, is a legendary monster said to dwell in the caves of Richtersveld, a mountainous desert region in northwestern South Africa. In local mythology, Groot slangs were primarily, no, that was not the word. They were primordial creatures comprised of the head and front of an elephant and the back and tail of an enormous serpent. When the earth was created, the Groot slangs were all apparently destroyed, but, according to legend, some survived and retreated to the deepest caves of the North Cape province. Tales of enormous tusked snakes, probably inspired by real-life sightings of enormous pythons that live in the same area, have rumbled on in South African folklore ever since. The mysterious disappearance of a British diamond magnate named Peter Grayson in the Richtersveld caves in 1917 is blamed on a Groot slang.
A what?
Groot slang.
Mm.
Groots. Lang.
Sounds like
Lang.
something out of Grimm.
I know that's because it's got the German name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. A Groot slang. Yeah, that's what I think. It does sound like something out of Grimm. I never want to see it. Do you got another one?
Have I got another one?
Yeah,
I certainly have. And
awesome.
this one, I live here, but this is a different version of the Beast of Bodmin Moor, and it's got a
Hmm.
5 skull fear factor.
Awesome.
Hybrid of a giant hound and panther. But it's a mix of the two.
Mm.
Savage jaws and teeth, dark matted fur with a foul smell. Sounds like Grace when she's been playing out.
I was gonna ask you She was by any chance the woman you dated when you were
We'll leave
God
that there.
just yeah.
Right. For centuries, people of Cornwall, where I live, and Devon, where I don't live, and in the west of England, have believed that their desolate moors hid the lair of at least one savage beast. Original tales describe a monster best described as half hellhound, half panther. The legend is said to have inspired, you'll like this, Tracy, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle to
Ah,
write his famous Sherlock Holmes novel, The
the
Hound
Hound
of
of
the
the Baskervilles.
The Hound of the Bastardvilles.
Did you say Bastardvilles?
Did I
No,
do that? Did I do
that
that on
is
your channel?
that is not the same thing. Ah, love that. Love it.
The beast came to general attention for the public during the 1990s when a series of animal attacks occurred in the region. Residents and holiday visitors started reporting they had seen a large panther-like creature that was quickly named the Beast of Bodmin Moor
Wait, what year was this?
in the 1990s.
Oh, when was
Can I,
the when was the this creature? When was its first seen?
oh, it's been seen for years and years and years.
Okay.
Well, obviously, if it was
Yeah.
inspired Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's.
Yeah.
Um,
The
and I
Hound.
just want to tell a little story because I think I've seen this.
Okay.
No, no,
No,
I'm not
I
even
know you do.
joking. I was taking my daughters to school in the winter. It was the winter, so it was dark still. I have to go down some country lanes. We're on the moor basically,
Love that. I love that.
and it was dark still. And we were in. It was a country lane, so it's a single width. So, yeah, basically, if a car came the other way, everybody had to stop and
All
pull
right.
over so the other car could get past. So it was, so you can imagine, it was basically in the middle of nowhere.
Mhm.
Something jumped down from one side and jumped and ran in front of my car and jumped up the other side, and it was a massive, massive cat. The outline of a massive, massive cat, and it didn't register straight away, but it was huge. It was as big as, say, a mini.
A
It was
mini.
a mini, a small car. Well, you must have heard of Mini Coopers, and
Oh, like a Mini Cooper. Yeah.
yeah, sort of that size.
Whoa, Rob.
And Grace saw it as well. She saw it jump up, but Keisha didn't see it. She was away with the fairies.
Oh,
She was away with the fairies there, so she was.
that was very good.
Um, a lot of people believe that someone got a Black Panther cub years ago, and it grew too big, so they let it go on the moor. But they
Mm.
they believe that obviously it would have died off by now.
Yeah.
So there must be a breeding family of them. And
Right.
when the farmers find the sheep that have been killed, it's basically all that's left of the sheep is just um, the fleece and the legs. All the
Mhm.
insides have been eaten away.
I've asked you to take a camera with you and get me a picture of this thing.
What of the beast of Bodmin Moor?
Yeah.
I'd love to take a picture of it.
I would love it if you would like scope out that area and get a picture of it. Wouldn't that be cool? I'll come visit you and we'll go sit out there. Oh my God.
I will take some pictures today when I go and pick the girls up
Okay. I'd like to
of the
see them
moor.
more. I'd love to see the more that the Hound of the Baskervilles was written about. That is so exciting to me. I went when I come visit you. Uh, we need to go there because that would be just awesome for me. I know you drive by it every single day and think, nothing. But since I'm a huge fan of that story, I'd love to see the moors, and if I could see what the Hound of the Baskervilles was based on. Oh my God!
Just very bleak and not very much there.
And those that couple that kidnapped those children. Um, where were those the same moors that they were buried in, or in a
No,
different place?
that's the different. That's right up near Manchester, Saddleworth Moors.
Ah, okay.
That's very bleak as well.
Hmm. Well, you could take me to a moor, and I'll take you to New Orleans
Okay.
and take you into the swamps and the bayous. Those are scary.
Okay.
Maybe JD will have to, because I got like 20 feet into a bayou once and lost my crap. Like, a full on terror attack happened. I shouldn't have said those two words together. I lost it. I mean, really lost, really did. Couldn't pull myself together. I needed I needed the cartoon slap across the face, and ran out there. My Ray-Bans went flying off my head. My 7-year-old son stood there and was like, "What the hell?" But I wasn't as brave as I thought I was. Imagine. But there's alligators. I'm sorry. There were alligators. I'm not brave against alligators. And I left my son there. My husband was there, people. And they were small, he said. They were just small. Oh my God. No. Okay, here we go. This is the Mapangari, and it is a large ape-like creature said to inhabit the rainforests, straddling the border between Brazil and Bolivia. According to local folklore, the Mapangari stands 8 feet tall, has a tough and apparently bulletproof covering of scales on its back, thick red fur on its head and belly, long curved claws, and, if all the stories are said, if all the stories are to be believed, a second mouth in the center of his stomach. He's he's like, well, what about second dinner? When approached by humans, the Mapangari is said to rear up on its hind legs like a bear and can supposedly produce a foul-smelling scent to ward off potential hunters. As recently as 2007, a sighting was reported in the New York Times. Are you
Must be
kidding me right
real.
now?
Must be
Has
real.
to be real. That's crazy. Hmm. I wouldn't mind seeing one of those. Looks kind of cute. You got another one?
I have, but this place we need to do a podcast on its own.
Okay.
It's werewolves of Cannock Chase.
Yeah.
Cannock Chase is an area of woodland and moorland in South Staffordshire, and it was once the ancient royal forest, and now has a significant reputation for the strange and bizarre. With the list is long from wandering pigmen, I know a few of them, and UFOs to haunted World War II German cemeteries. The area has it all: ghosts, witches, demons, the lot.
That's
We're
that
gonna
place, that circle, that triangle, um, over on the East Coast that I want to do too. That has all that stuff. Now, what did this place used to be?
well, the ancient royal forest.
The
Just
ancient
said,
royal forest.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, the werewolf of Cannock Chase has narrow. It has narrow, lustful yellow eyes, um, leering expression, animal-like, semi-naked.
Yes, you.
Thanks for that.
You know I love you.
It's also well known for beautiful paths, hidden clearings, lovers' lanes.
Mm.
The very first reports date back to 1914, when the area was home to Brockton Camp military base. Residents came to believe that a strange creature roamed the woods. In 1981, saw a list of animal attacks at the nearby stately home of Shugborough Hall. Shugborough Hall.
Sugar.
From the time of various witnesses, from teenage boys to drivers in cars, have claimed to see what can only be described as werewolves during 2006 and 2007, and the encounters increased dramatically and prompted even international newspapers to cover the stories. Do you know what he's famous for as well? Black-eyed kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The creature
Huh.
is larger than a normal wolf, has an unpleasant smell, and runs on its hind legs. It's said to peer into windows of parked cars. The investigation continues. That's not a werewolf.
No, it's
That's
not.
that's a pervert.
That's a peeping Tom.
In a funny mask. No wonder he's semi-naked. What part's semi and what part's naked? We've lost Tracy. We've lost Tracy. She's down. She's down. We've lost her.
Man down, man down. I wouldn't even if I was if I was parked out at the lovers lane thing and I saw something, I wouldn't. Would you report that? Hell no, I wouldn't report that.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh my god! And that's the thing. That's the best thing about this. I mean, these poor kids. Oh my god! I need to go do that to some kid. Scare the daylights out of them. Okay. Here we go. I got a couple more.
Okay.
The Olgoi Korkoi. The name Olgoi Korkoi means large intestine worm in Mongolian, but
Oh,
this 4 foot long subterranean cryptid is more like a giant earthworm than a parasitic tapeworm, also known less subtly as the Mongolian deathworm. The Olgoi Korkoi apparently lives beneath the sand of the southern Gobi Desert, only coming up to the surface in the warmer summer months or when the ground becomes too wet for it to survive. Sightings of the worm date back several centuries amongst the native Mongolians, many who have claimed the Olgoi Korkoi is able to spit venom or even acid from its mouth, while its body is apparently coated with such a toxic slime that anyone who happens to touch it will be instantly killed. Sounds unfriendly.
it certainly does.
We should be lighting those on fire.
Is that it?
That's it. It's
Right.
just it's a giant red worm that kills you. Oh. Did you hear the story of like a month ago about the lady who, or guy, I don't know, went to the ophthalmologist because his eyes were like itching and stuff,
Oh
and they
no.
pulled out these like 12-inch long worms out of their eyes.
Oh.
Oh God, people, just do not. Don't go to places that have like tapeworms like that. Don't do it. And especially don't get in the water.
Have you seen the one of the man? He looks like an old Asian man, and he's got maggots in his eyes, and there's hundreds and thousands of them. They're trying to clean them out, and his eyes have just been eaten away.
Uh, oh,
It's just, I mean, I can stomach most
no.
things, but no.
They should put leeches on them to get the maggots. Oh, gross.
Right, the big grey man, Ben McAdoo.
Wait, well, let me guess. This is in Australia.
No, it's in the Kirrangorm Mountains in Scotland, which I've also been to. Been skiing there.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Okay.
The creature is believed to favour the area surrounding Ben McAdoo. Ben in Scotland means mountain,
Oh, okay.
like Ben Nevis, which is the highest mountain in the UK. I think the second highest. Ben McAdoo is the second highest mountain in the UK. Witnesses
Hmm.
claim that the creature is approximately 2.5 metres or 8 foot tall and covered in grey fur and rags. Some believe he is related to the Yeti of the Himalayas, while others have suggested he is descendant of the legendary wild man of Scotland. Hikers and climbers have regularly claimed to see the grey man, and even more have come across the tracks that look like they're made by a giant barefooted man. It's said to have a distinct odour and presence simulates a near irrational terror in both humans and dogs. Skeptics explain away the sightings as a combination of fatigue and the phenomenon known as broken spectre, which is caused by a lack of factors including the observer's shadow, intense low-level sunlight, and high-altitude clouds of mist.
Oh.
Do you
Okay, so
know?
it's not a Bigfoot, it's a cloud of mist.
Well,
Gotcha.
it says in brackets a Yeti-like cryptid, and in brackets it's got Bigfoot in the USA, so it's like Scotland's version of the Bigfoot,
Okay, but it's a cloud of mist.
basically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
If anybody listening ever goes um, on any kind of expedition somewhere, like up a mountain or in the Arctic or anything like that, you always pack for say there's four of you going, you always pack for a fifth person
Why?
because there's a thing called the extra person syndrome or something. I can't remember the exact words of it. And you always believe and you always see, and it could be lack of oxygen or it could be a number of different factors, that you're being followed by an extra member of your team. So you always pack for that extra person.
Really?
Yeah,
That's weird.
yeah. Even the army do it.
Is it because of the high altitude?
It could be, but it's just something that we used to do in the army.
That's scary.
Mm,
That's scary, though. I don't
mm.
like that. I don't like going upstairs because I get that feeling, let alone up in a mountain. That's very interesting, Rob. Thank you.
Because when I used to go hiking around Stones, especially because it was very high,
Mhm.
if you went early in the morning, which I used to, when I saw my UFO, you would go up and you would go through the cloud.
Oh,
So you would be able to. It's a very, very weird experience looking down and seeing the top of the clouds, but not
yeah.
being able to see the floor. It's can play with your head. And
Huh.
often then, um, I would go off the beaten path, and I would just go right across country with my compass. So because I used to want to get away from everybody, and I used to stop and have a coffee or just stop to have a break, and me and the dog would find somewhere sheltered, so we'd sit down together, and you would often hear someone moving about, but you get used to the fact that there's no one there, but your brain is telling you that there is another person with you.
Oh, that's really interesting. I don't like it. That's weird. Hmm.
It's got a specific. I might have got the actual name wrong, but it's got a specific. It is a syndrome type of thing. I can't remember exactly. It's a long time. I've been out of the army a long time now, but um, you can read about it. There is literature on it.
I
But
think I will.
that was my last
I'd
one,
like
by
to
the
do a
way.
story on that. Okay, well, I have one. I'm going to do this one for Madison. The Momo. I'm doing it for Madison because when she got married, she um, was blessed with also having 2 children come with him. And the baby calls her Momo. And so here we go, Madison. This is you. Short for the Missouri Monster. Um, hey, I've been to Missouri. Finally, I get to say one. I've been to Missouri. Is a mysterious ape man similar to Bigfoot, but the drawing of him is so adorable, though. Which is said to inhabit the forest alongside the Mississippi River, which I've also been to in many different places, as it passes through Missouri. First reported in 1971, Momo is described as 7 to 8 feet tall with a broad pumpkin-shaped head and is supposedly covered head to foot in thick, dark fur. According to some accounts, the creature is notoriously aggressive, and like the South American mapingari, is able to produce a grotesque smell, even worse than a skunk's, in order to ward off would-be attackers. Well, the picture is so cute. Oh. Okay. Let me look. I have a few more, but I'm ready to wrap it up.
Yep.
Hey, it says folklore of the British Isles is littered with tales of mysterious black dogs. Duh. That supposedly haunt rural towns and villages across the country. This cryptid is called the Shuck. Have you heard
I'm
of
not.
it?
No, I've not come across that one.
The Shuck, a huge black hound said to dwell in East Anglia on
Yeah,
the far eastern coast of England, is probably one
Norwich
of the
and Ipswich area. Yeah.
most famous, having apparently attacked a church in the village of Bungay, Suffolk, during a thunderstorm
Suffolk.
in Suffolk. Sorry, it's spelled like folk, Suffolk, whatever. I'm an idiot. And there is no such thing as shires, Tracy. We don't, we we don't live in a J.R. Tolkien novel.
Worcestershire, Shire.
Worcestershire.
It's Worcestershire.
Yeah, I got that. Look at me.
Check you out.
And I know. Um, I I had a dream about you last night, Rob. This is getting weird, but in my dream, I was talking really British, and people, I fall into saying things like you now. So I'll say like I'll ring you, which and everybody's like, oh, you'll ring me, will you? What are you, the queen? Um,
Why? What do you say to Merkel?
I'll call you. I'll
I'll
give you a
call you.
call. Yeah. You don't ring somebody and they're like, "Ooh, you're so special. You're the queen." Uh, I don't know. Anyway, so I say things like you, and then they tease me about how posh I am now. So,
Okay. Well,
and then
everything's
your
called
kids think
posh.
you talk like me, so, you know, we're trading our accents. Okay. And your daughter told me I sounded like I was country and British, which I thought was pretty good. The folklore, okay, so a huge black hound said to dwell in the blah 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 is probably one of the most famous, having apparently attacked a church in a thunderstorm in 1577. We're reaching way back. According to local records, while the villagers were sheltered from a storm inside the church, a huge black dog burst through the church door, killing a man and his son and pulling down one of the pillars supporting the church steeple, which collapsed into the nave. As it fled the church, the shuck apparently left scorch marks in the wood of the church door that can still be seen to this day. Road trip. When I come to visit you, Rob, let's go take a road trip.
You wouldn't
Is
like
that
it
is that
there.
a long way from you? I won't.
It isn't. No, it's they're weird people.
Are they? In what
Yeah,
way?
I don't want to say.
Oh,
Not on it. Not on
is this
air.
is this a story I'm gonna get later?
It's just very. They're very closely related, maybe. But they're very close to each other.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
catch my drift.
Yes, yes, I do. But can we just go for the day? Just hop on over and see this thing?
Yeah, I guess we can.
That'd be awesome. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Rob, for this. I'm not sure educational, but enjoyable podcast.
Not a problem.
And we're supposed to be having one coming up with Madison for the Bennington Triangle. Hopefully that happens soon.
Yeah, Madison, get yourself sorted. Sort yourself out.
Yes. For goodness sakes.
I can say that
For
when I'm all the way in the UK. Sort your life out. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you.
Oh, well, I am. All right. Well, I will let you go, Rob, and we'll say goodnight to everybody. Good night. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.